All right, guys, we're back here at the Bedouin Banter podcast for another episode on a Thursday night.
Yes, a Thursday night, something totally different.
Yes.
Because we have nothing to do in this wonderful weather that we're having in Bahrain nowadays.
I just came back from the hell that is this week of running after things one after the other and being at the radio and doing show after show and interview after interview this week. I'm flexing. You see how I'm flexing?
Yeah, the flexing is very early on.
It means I get to actually enjoy coming back and being normal on this podcast.
Yeah, just take it easy, bro.
Chill with the bros. And speaking of the bros, we have a new guest. Finally, we have our third mic back.
Third mic.
So guys, if you have not been paying attention to the last couple of episodes because they don't get released on any kind of specific schedule. we're going to be trying to do that. As you guys can see, we've been releasing more frequently. But since OJ has left, he got his Fulbright scholarship to go to film school in
Baltimore.
That's right. Ravens.
Yes. Yeah.
And we needed a replacement for our third mic, and it's now time to introduce.
Yeah, I feel less and less encouraged now that I feel like I'm the second choice.
Well, technically, you're the first choice after. Well, no, he wasn't the first choice, was he?
This just keeps getting worse.
But to be fair, you weren't on the list. You said you didn't want to be on the list originally.
I don't know how I feel about this anymore. What was this like? Am I on the list?
We're putting you on the spot. Let me introduce Bedouin. Bedouin has a background in finance. He is in a wealth management fund. Is that correct?
Wealth management institution,
yeah. So he has a very good understanding of how money works.
Yes.
And I feel like that's a good fresh angle to the show.
Yes.
And anything business related, whether it's locally or regionally or anywhere else, we kind of can get a different angle on things.
Yes.
Which I feel like will add a lot.
And you've known Bedouin for what, 15 years? Years
now.
It's
high school.
17 years now.
Is it 17? No, it seems more. Like 2000.
Gee, I love you too, buddy.
Wait, 2000.
I feel like I can't get him out of my house.
Wait, I remember because it was 9/11, and
you just slide that in there, buddy. Not awkward at all.
Well, you could say it's past the point where you can mention it casually, right? You can say that now.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so that it's a time frame. It's like the Battle of Yavin in Star Wars. It's like after they blew up the Death Star and then before the Death Star.
Nerd.
was it Yavin 4? The battle that happened?
Yeah,
Yavin
it's
4.
The Battle of Yavin 4. Good job. Are you trying to flex for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were a Star Wars geek.
I wasn't. I am a Star Wars guy, except not the new ones. I hate the new ones. They're an absolute pile of shit. I mean,
you don't like them?
No, I don't. We discussed this before. I was very vocal about my criticism towards episode 8.
You have to think about it. That's how bad these movies are. Is that you actually have to think about the numbers are still confusing no matter what, right?
It takes me like a split second to remember that 4, 5, and 6 were the originals.
Yeah, 4, 5, and 6. That didn't make sense for people back then.
Yeah.
Until you knew that it was. I keep coughing, so I'm trying to cough away from the mic.
Did they number them
post
when they released them, or was it? The original release was called Star Wars: A New Hope, and that's it.
No, what the original thing was, Lucas wanted one movie. He wanted his whole movie in one, like the whole story that he had planned in one movie, but it was too long, it was too convoluted, and when he had to split it up after they went back to the rewrite, he split it up. He took out some stuff that they didn't like there was the I can't remember their name, but they're basically the alien creatures that are aware. They're like they see everything that's happening in the Star Wars universe, and they're the ones that are actually writing that scroll of text.
What?
Yeah, you see the scroll of text in the start of the movie?
Yeah.
That's actually aliens that are monitoring everything.
I thought that was just George Lucas liking to be a god.
No, it's the Force. He actually has creatures, but the idea was so. Why was?
Whoa! Drink some water, buddy. Drink some water.
Yeah, don't die. I need to know this.
While we talk about the scrolling, actually. Yeah. George Lucas took inspiration from old Japanese movies. I believe it wasn't
Akira Kurosawa.
No, it wasn't old Japanese. It was old sci-fi TV shows.
Yeah,
with the scrolling text. That's where he got the inspiration
Buck from. Rogers.
Yeah.
So, but the inspiration for it is that.
So wait. So there's actually within the universe there's these basically beings that can see all.
They're like the Norns from like Viking myth. Like they know and see all, and they're like part of the Force. They're the ones that taught Yoda how to survive, and Obi-Wan how to survive, and Qui-Gon Jinn how to survive.
What? Wait, they have a name for midichlorians, is it?
No, that's the thing that connects you to the Force.
That's basically AIDS.
Yeah.
Star Wars. Yeah. Am I not getting that right? Is that
Space AIDS. That's right. That's
is it
the
not
right.
Space AIDS?
It's like, hey, you're Force positive or negative?
Are you full-blown Force user or just halfway through? How are you feeling? We can make fun of it now because it's curable and treatable, right?
Almost.
What,
almost.
AIDS?
I think it's...
I saw that in the news today. They've come like with significant. They've progressed significantly to the
so
point.
much.
Yeah.
There was
Like,
this.
it used to be a scare, and it was like something that I definitely think somberly about it. And I don't want to make fun or make light of it. Obviously, for everybody that's suffering out there, that's been through it, it's not a joke,
Yeah,
right?
it's not.
It's definitely not a joke.
No, but there has been scenarios where, let's say, what's his name from Orlando Magic?
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, he got it and he survived, and it was like a huge thing. And
Yeah, Magic Johnson doesn't have AIDS. Magic Johnson is HIV positive.
what's the difference? Is that full blown AIDS? Or?
Yeah, AIDS is a syndrome. That's when
Yeah.
when you're.
I thought he got full blown AIDS. no,
He has HIV. The virus is HIV. AIDS is the syndrome that you get when your body starts to shut down. If I remember correctly.
Okay.
So think of HIV as like the green light towards getting AIDS.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are HIV positive, but they don't have AIDS.
yeah,
And a lot
and
of
that's the treatable side of it. Yani.
No, HIV is not treatable.
Yeah.
No, I mean like you can stop it from becoming full blown AIDS.
Yeah, I mean, if you take care of yourself, even people with AIDS, they live very long lives with treatments. That's why there was a huge controversy with that guy Martin Shkreli a couple of years ago because he raised the prices.
On the medication.
Yeah, on the medication.
That was like a huge because these medications are now brilliant. They've been doing a lot to actually completely almost eradicate the whole condition. Like
and they've made people. Yani, when you got AIDS, when it was first discovered in the 80s, and people had AIDS, you were done. That's it. You were done for. It's like you're living on borrowed time, basically.
Yeah.
But right now, with advancements in medicine and all that, more and more people are living longer and healthier lives with AIDS.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. And you said Abeder mentioned that they're getting really close to treating them. There was actually a case in, I believe it was the UK, where a guy is actually cured of AIDS.
Completely reversed.
Completely cured.
No sign of it. No trace.
sign. It's a very experimental.
It's some nano shit. There's I'm sorry, I'm going into like conspiracy theories again, but there was a theory that AIDS was obviously, and HIV was started by the government. Like the U.S. government did it as a trial in black neighborhoods to kind of like dwindle the population, see if it works effectively. And this is a huge conspiracy theory. It's been going on since the 60s.
No, there was an actual case. I forgot what it was. It wasn't HIV. It was something else where Tulsa. I forgot what it is.
That one is a real one.
Yeah.
The one you're thinking, the South American testing thing,
I don't
right?
know. I think it was actually in the U.S. I can't seem to remember.
Like that wasn't a theory. That actually happened.
That actually happened.
Yeah.
And I think what happened is that just was fodder for every other conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Like the U.S. government actually went out and confirmed it, and they were like, "Oh, sorry."
And MK Ultra. Like after the files.
Yeah, exactly. And MK Ultra was a thing.
Yeah.
And apparently,
Explain MK Ultra to people that don't know this.
So MK Ultra was basically an experiment organized by the CIA in hopes of getting super soldiers, basically people who didn't feel any pain, didn't just followed orders to the T, and didn't question anything.
Yeah.
So they would basically kidnap people, or they would, for example, inject like different drugs into the water system of a small town and then study the effects.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm thinking of, and I'm not laughing. It sounded like I'm laughing at that. I'm laughing at the idea of whether or not that happened here. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to get into it. I'm sorry. Well, I'm a twisted person. I'm sorry.
I mean, we have to find like some guy from the 60s and ask him, yo, bro, did you ever, when you were a kid?
I wonder.
Sorry,
because if it's happened in every other part of the world, did they not do it here?
Sorry, gentlemen. It was actually Tuskegee. There's something called the Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis.
Oh, the Tuskegee Airmen thing, right?
No. Apparently it was an actual experiment.
This is the one in South America?
No. It's the U.S.
But it was the U.S. that did it.
No, it was actually conducted by the U.S. Public Health Service. U.S. Public Health Service.
Yeah, that part I remember.
And the purpose of the study was to observe the natural history of untreated syphilis in African American men.
Oh.
Where
No,
did...
sorry, not African. Basically, it was done to African American men.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the men in the study were only told they were receiving free health care from the United States government.
Where are you getting this?
Wikipedia.
It's like InfoWars, Doug.
Wikipedia, because I didn't say Tuskegee. I said Tulsa.
Yeah.
And apparently, no, there was another like
Close enough.
There was an
Tulsi
actual
Gabbard. Tulsi
There was
Gabbard
an
has been giving
educational experiment happening there, which is actually positive. I'm like, oh wait, I don't want people to start thinking that.
Bedouin is saying Tulsi Gabbard is giving full-blown syphilis and AIDS as a presidential candidate. You heard it first.
Is it syphilis like eradicated? Isn't it like...
I don't think so. No. There's different types of syphilis. It's been around since forever. Like
I know herpes is not curable.
Yeah, that shit will haunt you for life.
But again,
we're digressing here. I feel like I can't remember how we even got to this point.
MK Ultra. Sorry, I cut you guys. I'm sorry.
Star Wars.
I cut you guys off. MK Ultra.
Yeah, go
No, MK Ultra, yeah, like I said, it's just the U.S. government looking for people to become super soldiers. So they injected them with... They had like a bunch of experiments with LSD. They gave them LSD. They gave them different drugs just to see how they turned out. And it was a complete failure. But one product... the most famous product out of the MK Ultra project was the Unabomber.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
By the way,
No.
there's a great series on Netflix.
Why do we
By
have...
the way, Netflix, we're still waiting for our checks.
Yeah, we
are.
just a little bit, if you don't mind.
Are we getting Netflix checks? Yeah, we are.
Not yet.
No, we're getting there.
They're greenlighting everybody except us.
Yeah. By the way, there's another show on Netflix about MK Ultra called Wormwood.
Is it?
Yeah, we're doubling down, buddy. We're doubling down.
Are we?
Yeah, we're doubling down.
I generally love Netflix shows. I think they're great. They're awesome.
They're fantastic.
All of them.
They're fantastic.
This is like, you think you guys think this is triggering some algorithm somewhere and we're...
Maybe.
Hey,
Hopefully.
hey, how many shows have you watched that, you know?
I don't, like Netflix for conspiracy documentaries? Is that what you mean? Like the only one is the one. I just watched the one we talked about here on the show.
Yeah, but then again, I think it's not the fact that the algorithm is smart so much that I'm just predictable. Like, you know how I have this thing about constantly watching stuff about psychopaths?
Yeah.
That's not really too hard for the algorithm to pick up. My feed now is just all psychopaths. It's hey, messed up middle-aged dork. Here's a bunch of psychopath shows for you.
I agree with you on Netflix. I am as predictable as you are when it comes to the Netflix algorithm.
Yeah.
But with Spotify, which by the way, Bedouin Banter is now on,
we are on
Spotify, by the way.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
With Spotify, it gives, like, you know how like they have like daily mixes for you depending on what kind of music you listen to? My Spotify has like 8 daily mixes because it just doesn't know what the fuck I listen to. It just doesn't know.
Is it country?
So
Do you want to listen to some country? We got some country.
This is the same
No,
thing.
I want to watch techno. I want to listen to some techno right now.
Have you guys ever tried to mess with the YouTube algorithm? Like when it comes to suggestions and stuff?
I feel like it's a failed experiment. Like I feel like even if I tried it, I'd give up faster than it does.
YouTube is getting really annoying with me.
What do you mean?
Like, I get the same shit all the time. Although I try to branch out, I try to find new channels, I get the same shit.
Get into that rabbit hole.
Does it take a while for the algorithm to sort of reconfigure itself, or is it like instantaneous?
It's like, I think it's within a couple of hours. I think it really is, because even one click, I've seen it happen before, where like a channel I hadn't been watching for like months, like 8 months or something, and I'll click on it, and it was like either a conspiracy or a World War II channel, same thing. But I click on it, and immediately.
Are you saying World War II never happened?
I didn't say
That's
that.
why
I said it was a conspiracy.
Well, no, it's more on the lines of was Hitler a lizard?
Yeah.
I know where it's coming from. I know where it's coming from.
What was it saying?
World War II.
Oh, yeah. So I'll click on something like that, or just even some YouTuber that I haven't seen in 8 months or something, and I'll click on that person, and then within the same day, the same night, I will find all my suggestions and everything else 1,000,000. Every channel, like, it wants to take me to the dark side. Like, quite literally. Like, yesterday I was watching one of these, like, Star Wars lore explanation stuff from the expanded universe. Like, this is why Palpatine enjoyed dildos. Watch him. He actually enjoyed them, because you can see he never used a lightsaber. It was actually a dildo by his side. They do these, like, weird ones, right? And I like watching them because it's people's random interpretations for crap. And then I click on one, and it just went down this... Everything that got fed to me was either Star Wars... or some knockoff, like, angry, like, some knockoff guy that pretends he's into Star Wars, but he just wants to hate on feminists. That's become, like, a new thing. You don't know that?
No. We're like they sort of kind of like clickbait you.
The new geek chic is getting nerds angry. That's become the new thing to kind of... It's not new, though. It's been around...
It made a comeback.
Well,
it was...
No. I mean, like...
Explain it to me.
Like, you know how, like... Fox News? Like, how
Sure.
it gets you angry and riled up? Like,
Even
assuming
like,
you watch it.
despite the fact that I'm like the wrong shade of brown to watch it. Like, but when I do watch it, I'm like, I hate myself right now.
But that's the point, though, right? Even people that don't agree with Fox News will watch Fox News because they're angry.
Yeah, there's something very enticing about
Yeah,
it. It's the dark force kind of pulling you.
Exactly.
Like, I want to get angry.
I can't believe
it's instant gratification.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like you don't want to look away from somebody that's saying something so angry. You're like, I can't believe this guy's saying. Let me see what I keep saying this.
You just feed off his energy.
Yeah,
You do.
Facebook.
Oh, I swear, if I met this guy on the street, I swear, and then you meet the guy on the street, it's like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Because you know you were never going to do anything.
You're never going to do anything anyway. But yeah, the whole Fox News thing has been happening like with Facebook as well. We know this for the last 10 years. They've been, you click on something, they want to give you something that angers you, riles you up, because a lot of people will click on that. And that's why people are judging them. They're like, you're enforcing people's worst behavior.
I think Zuckerberg was recently called into Congress or something for questioning.
That was a while back, no?
No.
Or was it the newer one?
Recently, yeah. Because
but was that a real thing, though? Like, was it?
He was struggling with his answers because
was he drinking a lot of water?
You could see him
pretending to be human.
Going like,
I am human. I will drink water like humans do.
He's just no. He was being questioned by, I think it was a senator or a member of Congress or something, and she was basically grilling him about how Facebook are running ads or videos or whatever with white supremacist groups and whatever.
Yeah.
And
dude, they'll take any money. They'll take ISIS money. They don't care.
He was just like, he was stressed, bro. He was really stressed.
That's something Ethan from H3 Podcast said this week. I was laughing because he's talking about how Facebook is just so dirty. They don't care. They'll take money from anybody. They'll take money from ISIS. They'll take money from anybody that will pay.
I mean, somebody in a while back, so it's not his quote, obviously. It's a generic quote, which is like, if you're not paying for it, then you're the payment.
Yeah.
And the thing is free, so like he's not gonna care, honestly.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, like, what moral high ground is he expected to actually establish?
Levis, have you seen Facebook recently? Have you opened it?
No, actually,
no, I don't like. It's just too cluttered for me.
I actually deleted the app.
It's annoying.
I actually deleted the app because you know why? Because I liked the concept originally, which was you get to stay in touch with friends, and I mean.
But you don't.
You know how it is
just spam.
Like you know how it is. Like with us, where most of our friends just they were international, so they went back home.
Yeah.
When we graduated, so like it was a good platform for that to remember.
Yeah.
And when you travel, you're like, oh, let me see if the person's still around and stuff like that, and you go see them. But before I deleted it, it was just literally news agencies. You click like once, and next thing you know. The Economist is like, hey, did you know about Uruguay? No, I don't want to know about Uruguay.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It used to, even the feed was different. The way it would feed the information to you was different. It would be like it was in sequence. So you'd have to catch up to your day. Now the algorithm decides what to show you based on advertising and based on what your clicks are and what actually they want you to get riled up about. That's why I hate their system. You can't turn off those freaking notifications from Messenger.
Even your
it's
friends.
Really annoying.
It kind of decides which friends are closer to you, and like so there'll be other people updating, but you won't see it. They just won't feed it to you.
So I'll give you an example of the annoying clutter I hate with it. It's like if you delete Messenger as an app, and you're like, I don't want the privacy issues, I don't want anything else, and I deleted it, which I did. Yeah. What gets me annoyed is I keep Facebook because I have to do feeds for like the community stuff I post from, or my Instagram account that I throw it up as a promotional post. I don't even use it as a social media platform. Sure. So you look at it, you're like, okay, I don't have to look at this, but then you see a million notifications come up that you have messages in your message box.
Yeah.
And that's the way they get you that red. They studied like, oh, the colors here will attract you to click because you want to click, right? Come on. Yeah. You want to see which messages you got, right?
And it's never like an actual message. So it's like, oh, your friend, for example, is now connected on Messenger. Yeah. This guy's connected on Messenger. It's never like an actual message.
Like I read this article where they actually advised you, I don't know if you can do it in Android, but on your iPhone, you can actually take off the color scale. So you're literally seeing things in grayscale.
What?
And it's supposed to be less tempting. Dude, I tried that for like...
What?
I'm not even exaggerating. I tried that for 4 hours, and something like, what is that? Something broke in my head. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I think that has the opposite effect, where you have no interest in life anymore.
Yeah, that is the crux of settings.
I've been watching so much black and white. I want to cut myself to see some color.
That is the digital equivalent of you wearing a sweatshirt everywhere.
Yeah,
I think the
sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Yeah.
Instagram are
Clean, easy to use.
Instagram is extremely smooth, but
It's getting complicated though.
no, it's not. No,
It's a little bit.
Now, you had one glitch today.
No, I didn't. That's not why I'm complaining. I'm just saying that the
was a glitch?
IGTV doesn't seem to work properly for me, and it really annoys me. That's one part of it. Like every time I want to do an upload or touch it or do anything else, it just crashes or it's just annoying. But that's not my point. I feel like when it comes to apps, there's a lot of platforms that forget that the less is more, and they keep adding features, which is fun. But if you have a lot of wasteful, empty features, it just becomes a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
And I don't want that clutter because it becomes you're a social media network. I'm supposed to get this information easily. And I don't want the spam.
Sure.
But how else are you going to monetize shit? You know what I mean?
To be frank, I've given up, dude. I've just given up. I mean, it's the original premise was fantastic, and oh hey, look what I'm doing, and oh, you're doing that, that's cool. And now it just feels like this sort of competition.
Yeah.
Between everybody, it's just like, look at me, I am in a foreign country.
Yeah, they just started screaming at you right through the screen. A lot of younger people don't have Facebook. They're like, I don't want Facebook. I don't need it. It's for boomers or whatever it is.
I don't get that.
I'm not even.
I put up a meme today about Baby Yoda. Not today, yesterday I put it up. I was so proud of it.
It's not Baby Yoda though.
No, it's not, but that's the only name you could give it.
Right.
Because nobody knows the name of the species. So what are you going to call it? Baby green thing?
Baby green thing.
What, seriously?
Maybe?
There's no name?
Yeah, nobody knows the name of the species. There's only Yoda and Yaddle. The only two.
Who's Yaddle?
The female version of Yoda that was on the council. I know way too much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's weird.
No. I admire that. 'Cause do you know how many times I've gone on the Wikipedia and then spent like 4 days
There's
on
a
it?
Wikipedia.
I love how you both tried to pronounce it ethnically. Do you know what I mean? Like when somebody tries to say a Spanish name correctly, as how Spanish people Wookie.
Yeah.
The Wookie.
It's Barcelona.
Barcelona.
It's Ibiza.
Yeah, that's a good one. Wookie.
But what? Well, there's a Wikipedia?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Dude, I'm not even advising.
There's a pedia for everything.
I'm not
now.
even advising you to look at
There's a
it.
Star Trek pedia. There's a whatever.
Because you will sink like
Really?
hours
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it.
Actually, no. I just want to get back to Instagram.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because now Instagram are testing a feature where they will hide likes.
Yes.
From accounts.
Yeah.
Why?
I brought this up on the radio.
Yeah.
Why?
People got so angry.
Yeah, they did.
This one woman called me in, and she sounded like, I'm not going to give her name out, but she's really nice because she participates with the topic of the day when I'm doing the
I'm
radio
not
show.
gonna give her name out. Let's just say
Her name.
her name starts
Bailey.
with J, and her last name starts with Y. Janet Yellen. God damn it!
You just eject.
God damn it!
You went too long around the block for
Yeah,
that joke.
and the wrong crowd, I think too.
There's no crowd. That's the problem. It's just us. Right. What I was saying. So she calls in, right? And I was talking about this, the whole idea that Instagram's been testing out the removing likes, and what they mean by that is you can see how many people liked your post. So if I put up a post today, I put up a post about this moment we're in right now, I can see how many people liked it, right?
Okay.
But
Janet
nobody
Yellen
can
didn't
see
like
the numbers. No, Janet, stop it.
it? I'm making this a
You're
thing.
not going to resurrect this joke.
I'm
You're
gonna make
not-
it a thing. This
You're
is
not
the
going to
thing now.
resurrect it. It's not going on, right? So it's one of my point. Is you press on it if you like my post, I can see the number, but you can't see how many other people liked it.
Oh, okay. So you know how many likes you got.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's kind of like it's breaks the momentum factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't like it just because I see a lot of other people like it.
But I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose because there's a lot of controversy around people who are obsessed with getting likes.
Yeah.
They're so obsessed with it, they develop anxiety, they develop stress, depression, because they're not getting Instagram likes.
Yes.
And this is a real issue that psychologists and psychiatrists are actually addressing.
No, I get that, but I feel like it's going to kill the platform because this woman that called in, she was really annoyed. She was saying, and I could tell she's maybe an influencer or somebody has a really, you know, when a woman has a really curated Instagram account.
Yeah, like all 300 of those people.
Like even
Yes, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, what? I said it.
there's a ton of them. And but like the ones that we know are like the ones that are trying to take a lot of selfies that are from the same site. Anyway, this woman calls in and she's angry and she says, "No, why are they taking it away? Sometimes people want to know why people who's better and who's not."
You had to do the accent.
Yeah,
right?
you had
Yes,
to do the
I
accent.
actually changed the accent, so it's because she's the only one that sounds that way.
Oh, so she's not a Janet. Well, maybe she is.
I didn't say it. I didn't say what she is.
Okay.
We'll call her
Fine.
Janet. We're gonna call her Janet. Yeah.
We're going to call her Janet.
You are jumping on this shitty joke now.
I am
You're-
jumping, yeah. Why
Wow.
not?
Great.
Just go ahead. Okay, so
Now it's going to be Troll Khalid with Janet's. Is that what's
so
gonna happen?
Janet was saying,
Janet was saying
Yeah.
that she thinks that people should compete to know who's best. It was a very Darwinian statement she made.
very dark.
Yeah, very.
Wow, this
yeah.
woman,
She was like, no, but I
Woman,
felt.
like, what full on capitalist?
I
over
could
there.
tell she had like worked hard on her Instagram account. Like, you know, one of these people that are like
Yeah,
every
like-
day they know the algorithm, they know when to post, they know which angle.
what time to
listen,
post as well.
I don't want details. Apart from this, but you know this person, right?
Yes, yeah. Frequent
What-
caller on the show.
Is she pretty?
I don't know her in person. She's a
I'm
caller.
not. Sorry.
She's a caller. I don't
Oh
know.
no, I just thought that you might know who this influencer
You
is.
trying to get me in trouble? No, I don't go check on their Instagram.
No,
accounts.
that's not what I'm. That's not. That's
I
not,
am married
that's-
happily.
That's
Thank you
not,
very much.
That's what I'm not. That's not what I'm getting at.
Okay.
So much I'm just trying to say that. I mean, if you're pretty, I mean, how hard are you really working for the? You know.
Oh, he's
yeah.
throwing shade, man.
He is. Mad
Look
shade.
at the
Mad shade.
investment banker.
No,
this is the attitude that people in
Yeah.
finance have. They're
Look,
like,
this
Yeah.
is
what real work do you put
this
in?
is this is his first time on here, and I'm loving this.
Right?
Hey, I earned my polo shirt.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this. This is his first time he's going.
Right? He's already okay. Go into it. Let's see your end.
balls to the wall.
What,
the whole thing.
like, you don't think they put in a lot of effort to actually get like at least some of them do like they compete, they collaborate, they know who to tag, who not to tag. They time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
There's a lot of competition, even on YouTube. There's strategies. I don't know if you're aware of that.
You know what? The way I see it is, if you can take like a 5-day course on how to be popular on Instagram, which is it's not that hard. I mean, it's not rocket science.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Like you're saying, if you're hot, that you're automatically popular.
No. Knowing what to post, when to post it, through who to tag, and all that. Yeah, just figuring out the algorithm.
Yeah.
Then it's all just a process where you just have to keep doing it like a machine.
Yeah, but that's
You know
not
what I mean?
like my question is this skill? This might not be a benchmark, but this is just the easiest way I can understand it. Is this skill so hard that it is technical enough that you'd have to take a class for it?
I would say, yeah. Well,
Or it's something that
I don't know about if Instagram does it, but if YouTube has one of those collabs and all those different workshops that they give, YouTube specifically, like gets people in that want to.
Let me give you a parallel. Like
I know what you mean. Like
There's
in-
a significant amount of doubt of
You don't want me to-
what is the worth of an MBA, because they say, okay, if you get the right books and you just read them and you learn them, then what is the point of you actually going in there into class?
You're
and-
talking about the degree, right?
Yeah,
business
the degree.
Yeah.
$1.50 in late charges at the public library, according to Good Will Hunting.
Listeners, I'm actually fist bumping the dude.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Well done.
Love that reference.
Continue, sir.
Love that reference. Like the apples. So like the parallel to that is I don't know, dude. I mean, what are you influencing?
Yeah, I mean,
What do you mean? What are you influencing?
I know. I mean, like when you say you're an influencer, okay, you are a DJ. I know what you're doing. Okay,
Right.
When you're
RJ, actually, thank you very much.
sorry, radio.
He's never even listened to the show.
I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm so sorry. But I'm always here for moral support, no matter what happens. Okay, when even the very term kind of like irks me.
Yeah.
What are you influencing?
What do you mean? But depends. What are you trying to sell? So, for example, these women that figured out that if they're not just hot, right? They're not just doing squats. There are a bunch of women on Instagram that figured out if I'm a woman who's an influencer who's living a lifestyle
Yeah.
that is attractive, and I put inspirational content on there, or I
God.
talk about my life.
We're not-
Hold up. You were joking about this, but
right, right. Shoot.
you're underestimating the intelligence that goes behind this figuring out what works with what.
we're not talking about women exclusively, by the way.
Yeah.
No, but the women seem to be the best at it.
I don't know.
I think they're so much more socially savvy than we are about what works with who.
Are you talking about internationally, locally, or in the States? Because over here, locally, I can tell you that men are bigger
Honestly,
influencers than women.
I don't know if I
From what you can see, yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
can't tell you because
frank,
I'm not active when it comes to the scene here.
I'm
I don't
totally
know.
blank on this one.
I can tell that. Is that your headset?
Yeah.
What's that?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Is it your mic or is it your headset?
It's just a little clicky.
Yeah, I hear that, but I
Yeah.
can't tell if that's from a headset or from a mic.
I think it's a mic.
Is it a mic?
What is that? Oh,
There we go.
is it good?
There we go. Technical issues.
All right.
Always
Technical issues.
always a must with an episode.
Of course,
Technical
never
issues,
goes
no
without.
worries.
I'll take that one over the others. Anyway, what I was saying is I don't know much about the local influencers or Instagram celebrities here and whether the women are doing a better job than the men or not. But I do know that there seems to be a lot of understanding of the market that they're in. So just being hot is not enough. So a bunch of these women that were in the States, they figured out, hey, I'm gonna post a lot of guns. I'm gonna go hunting. I'm gonna show my lifestyle on the range. I'm gonna promote, this like woman empowerment, but from this conservative lifestyle kind of look. Like, go camping. Here's my bud. Here's this. Here's the. So they attract a specific demographic of people that would like that. That's no different than when these porn stars figured out that going to Comic-Con dressed up in cosplay was going to get them huge numbers on their porn feed, dude.
Tanya Tate.
Dude, they figured it out. They knew.
But
so many cosplayers got angry about that.
But my question is on the other side of it, right?
Yeah.
Are we not? Because it's no mystery that mental health issues are now prevalent, right?
So this is because you watched the Joker movie, is it?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh.
I haven't yet.
Okay.
Is it
Oh,
good?
you did it.
Is it good?
All right.
Oh,
It
yeah.
seems fine. Yeah, but I think the cable needs some work.
No, so you talk about the Joker movie.
Yeah, I haven't.
No, go ahead. You're
Awesome.
saying mental
It is
health.
awesome.
Health.
It's really
Yeah. So could this be? I don't know. I'm not a social scientist, but could this be like a product of these unrealistic standards that we're trying to
definitely
pitch ourselves towards these influencers? Like, because the thing that brought this up in my mind is when you said, "Oh, these inspirational quotes." Okay, but these it's. I'm imagining like there's somebody out there like, be yourself. You gotta
No,
be
but they're
yourself.
selling a lifestyle. They understand. It's like they understand. They're human billboards that understand who they are.
Sure.
That's what they are. They're like, I'm a billboard, and if I stand here and do this,
Yeah.
I'm gonna attract this kind of a company. So these girls aren't like the
yeah, but Khalid, okay, we covered the influencers, but we're talking about the effect that it has on the general public.
Yeah, like what if I can't buy that
but
lifestyle?
here's the thing: if you can't, and you're not like, if you're not inspired by, let's say, a woman with an M60 or some shit, I don't know what it is.
Why? What? Feet
I'm
have-
saying this is the easiest. You want me to go to the porn star example? I can go there.
No, the M60 is fine. Let's go.
All
with
right,
the
so
M60.
so if you're inspired by that, right, and you want to buy more guns, and this is your lifestyle, like, yeah, I like women like that. That's the woman I want to be a part of. And I imagine a character in my head that's
Okay,
Okay.
good. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So assuming that's the stereotype, the rest of the world either likes it, follows it, is a part of that, or doesn't. But the point I'm making about the original removing of the like, not only does it screw over the influencer, I feel like maybe they can survive better, but there is a form of competition involved when people look and compare likes.
See, look, I personally, I am very anti-influencer culture because the thing is, these are just a bunch of people that have a bunch of followers that brands can use as a medium to advertise whatever it is they want to advertise.
Well, I like the way Khalid put it. They're basically billboards. They're a new billboard,
it's-
and there's an algorithm that figures out what's the
Like,
demographic.
I
that
don't
aims
like
for.
I don't like nerfing stuff. I don't like it. I don't like when you tell me you're removing the points from a sport and nobody's a winner, everybody wins. I don't like that.
Oh yeah, I hate that too. By the way.
I don't like that. But that's what's happening here.
Yeah. By the
I
way,
get why.
By the way, one of my pet peeves, when you give everybody a certificate, that just
Yeah,
oh my, it just makes me feel like,
I think Carlin said it. That they never get to hear those all important character building words. You lost, Bobby. You lost. You're a loser,
No, but
Bobby.
seriously, on a very serious note, if I won, I want to know that I won. Okay, so like I do understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
With that. If I
That's
won,
where
I want to know
yeah.
that I won because like I worked hard for it.
Exactly.
But if I lost, I want to know that too because that develops
Yeah,
character. That develops
It
like
does.
okay, that means I have to reflect. I have to know what I did wrong, and then I have to go correct it.
Yeah.
Or I give up. It's one or the other. But to be like, oh no, we're all winners. We're all
the comeback is always sweeter.
I think people like over exaggerate because what happens is, yes, our generation maybe is getting fucked over by the whole social media game.
Yeah.
Because we're not inoculated to it. Maybe millennials are worse off and boomers the worst, and Gen X the worst.
Bro, boomers have it easy on Instagram.
No.
They don't give.
You don't get what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking. I'm saying that they don't have they don't have immunities to the like like Trump. He has to tweet. He can't stop himself.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
On a more practical question, is he actually tweeting? Like I've also wondered this.
I don't know
From
about
the
now.
toilet, he's tweeting.
Yeah, he tweets all the time.
Yeah, I mean, back when he was not president.
Yeah.
Like
He's an influencer. He's the biggest influencer.
Like he actually like types it out. It's not like
his
like
whole
Trisha.
business model was an influencer. He was an influencer before he was an influencer.
Yeah, so it just goes to show what kind of standards are these influencers following.
Yes, exactly.
And we lost 40%
Because
of the states.
you can make fun of them. You can say, "Oh, they're not smart. That's not a real business." But let's say if he gets the presidency, does it matter? Like, no, he's a terrible president for sure. I hate what he does. But I have to give him credit the fact that all the way they made fun of him. And they said he can't do it. And there was a roast of Comedy Central. Seth MacFarlane says, hey, the man's delusional for wanting to be president.
I think that's what kind of pisses everybody off. And that I think the values of the system are what kind of annoys everybody. Like, if you think about it, the way things work, okay, putting into perspective what I just said about influencers and being annoyed by them, I can't be annoyed with the fact that this is who we are then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's happening is just a reflection of what everybody wants. Okay. And there's people that want influencers and they want to follow them. And for whatever reason, for good or bad, whether it's being reflected well or badly on them.
Yes.
This is what's happening. But
I just firmly believe from looking at history in the past, when you have something new tech-wise, yes, it's disruptive. It does damage. It's scary. It can cause, by the way, let me finish my thought, please. Okay, I'm getting a bit touchy. I know about it. I'm defensive about my ideas. I want to finish them and be heard. Let me live.
Fine. Be heard.
Please let me be heard and live my truth.
This is a platform for you to be heard.
I do not.
Go ahead.
I feel like
Go ahead, Daphne. Go ahead.
I feel like both of you are attacking my moment.
Sweetie, we are here and we're supportive.
We're very supportive.
Right. So what I'm saying is the tech is going to be disruptive, right? For our generation.
Sure.
But like when we grew up with video games, you remember when you grew up as a kid? Everybody was freaking out over the types of video games we would play. But we were inoculated. We knew which ones were the bad ones and which ones were the good ones. We know that when we play GTA, you don't go out and shoot people.
Sorry.
Right?
I thought that would go totally wrong. Like, for example, I play GTA. I still shoot hookers to this day. See? I know what's going on.
Only the bad ones. Only the bad ones.
You get your health points and you shoot the hooker.
That's
as simple as
what
that.
you do, right? No. Obviously, we're not condoning any of that.
No,
Of course not. We're not.
It's a comedy show, guys. Come on.
Yes.
Right. So what I'm saying is the point I'm making is if you've been playing video games or if you're into anything, even I'm sure the printing press people, and Gutenberg started coming out, everybody was abusing it. Look, I can make penises on the paper. And somebody was like, there's way too many penises going around everywhere. It's too easy to distribute penis images. There are too many penis images everywhere. Because you'd have to actually, back in the day, you'd have to sit and learn how to freaking draw a penis, spend hours on end actually sketching it out.
Learn how to draw a penis.
You know what I mean?
Go speak to Gunther.
Like now everybody can just take a picture of a penis and just stamp that freaking machine and post it all over the streets of Berlin or wherever the fuck they started this thing. So obviously it was scary to people when it first comes out. But then the generation after that figures out the bullshit. They're the ones that are inoculated. They're like, I know what's clickbait and I don't. You remember that? Do you remember when clickbait first started?
Yeah, I got rickrolled more than enough.
Right? Yeah. But the kids weren't. Because they were really aware of it. They quickly adapted. They're like, oh, I can smell bullshit. I'm telling you, the next generation that comes out, sure, now they're like a bunch of idiots. I know. They're angry. They're annoying. But trust me, they're going through a process where I'm pretty sure they're going to be like...
It just surprises me the amount of influencers coming out nowadays. It always seems to be the working thing is, okay, you do like a really ridiculous stunt, okay, and make it public. And instantly you're an influencer. Examples of that are that Cash Me Outside girl.
Yeah.
Like suddenly she's an influencer. And Belle Delphine. Yeah.
Belle Delphine is a genius.
Belle Delphine is not a genius.
She is a genius.
She's not a genius.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay?
I'm sorry.
Okay, if some fat...
Right, before we go on this point, let's explain because it seems like you don't know who that is.
No, and I felt like a boomer for a second. Like, oh my god, we're losing demographics if I stay silent like this.
Right. So go ahead, explain.
Belle Delphine is basically this e-girl, that basically got famous because she pulled a stunt where she sold her bathwater.
Well, she was kind of famous before that as well.
Yeah, but that sort of like shifted gears hard on her.
But it wasn't just that. She did more than just that. So the bathwater was very smart, right? But that was like somebody gave her that idea. And I think it was Ethan or somebody that said it as a joke, and then she actually did it. And before that, she was basically the perfect anime real life girl. She lived this cutesy anime lifestyle that she does everything. She knows how to do. She even knows anime porn faces. She does that on purpose. She's living a goddamn character. She knows what she's doing. She's a sociopath. She knows exactly what she's doing. And the smartest thing she did was she pretended to have leaked a porn video of her.
Oh, good God. Come on.
She pretended that the announcement that all the subscribers and the premium members, whatever, you're going to be able to see on Pornhub. And Pornhub, I think, jumped in on it. They were like, oh, we're going to get Belle. And she got an award recently from the
Adult
award
Video Network.
Yeah, whatever, the biggest one, whatever it is. And apparently they gave her an award for being, I can't remember the category, it was the celebrity search, and she was there.
Man, okay, fine.
Like, as in, most people searched for something that didn't exist because there was no video. It was like the video was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be eating." I can't remember how she phrased it, but she'll phrase it like she sounds like she's about to do something dirty, and then she's like, beating like a pet monkey or like a doll.
Man, fine, okay, but you have these people getting on platforms and advertising and shit, and then you have a bunch of people that'll follow them, and a bunch of people that followed them are gonna actually come. So it's getting dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber.
Yeah. But the people...
Where does it stop?
Maybe the people that are following are dumb, but I feel like these are just... It's like warfare, bro. When you first get new weapons, people freak out. You're like, this is, look, sword and shield used to be honorable and we'd charge into the cavalry. What is this machine gun?
Yeah, and look
how dare you, sir?
And look how much the machine gun fucked up the world.
No, but that's the thing. In the start, it was barbaric and like weird and right. And they were like, we can't do this, guys. We can't just be having all out war. We can't, because it was like, people realized that if you keep doing that, everybody's going to die. That was what World War I was literally.
Now it's cyber warfare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We started thinking about, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this way, and instead we're going to kill people this way.
Yeah.
So it's all messed up. I'm not endorsing this crap. I know it sounds controversial, but what the example holds, I think, is that at the start of something new, it's always messy. It's always like chaotic.
Dude, like fucking bathwater? Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, it's smart.
And like there
people apparently got herpes.
That's a hoax.
Oh, that wasn't real?
That's a hoax.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a hoax. But like, see, that's the thing. Belle Delphine is this pretty girl and whatever, right? Yeah. She's really quirky and pretty and whatever. So she sold her bathwater. What if some fat fucking dedicated, level 1 fucking gamer, decides to sell his bathwater?
Right? If he can figure out how to sell it,
no one's gonna fucking buy it.
No, but that's the thing. She knows it, dude. She knows. It's not like. By the way, it's not like if it's anybody can do it. Why isn't every other girl that's an influencer doing it? She has. I know it doesn't seem like I'm giving. I'm like this guy that's appreciating art and disgusting things. But the art,
I feel like you're subtly kind of encouraging it. But
the fact that she knows what and the fact that she pretends to exhibit these like behaviors, these facial expressions that are from anime that are supposed to be like pervy. She does it because she knows the type of person that's receptive to it, and she knows that. This girl, long before there was YouTube, she was conning guys in high school. You know what I mean? Like in middle school. Whatever. She's conning people. He's playing them like they're a fucking fiddle. And I have to appreciate a player. I can't say...
Yeah, but then again, you said earlier that, people, more and more people are catching on to the bullshit.
Yes. That's why I feel like it's not justifiable to do it. And like from a moral perspective, yes, I won't do it because I feel like it does.
You won't sell your bathwater.
No, because it does something to you. So it
gives you herpes.
Yes, that too. No, that too. But I respect the genius behind the plan. But I have to say that in the long term, what's bad about it is you morally are losing yourself When you keep doing stuff like that, when you keep using tactics and ploys and stuff,
Exactly.
Yeah, like it becomes,
but that's on her.
No,
she's gonna have to live that burden.
it becomes like I think there's two questions. Like number one, where's the floor?
Yeah.
Like if you keep going down that route, and the second question that pops up in my mind is what is like where's the floor in the sense of how low can you go? I mean, there's going to be a point that just you've hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
And the other one is, of course, the moral question is what will you accept?
Yeah.
After a while, is everything okay?
It's gonna affect you. That stuff comes back.
I
to
think
affect
South Park did a very good job covering this problem, where they were like, how low is the bar now?
Yeah,
and
that was James Cameron.
James Cameron, they had like a physical bar under the sea, and James Cameron.
And they were trying to convince him there was no bar. He's like, no, there is an actual. I must raise the bar.
South Park is actually a really smart show. I mean, the way they commentate on what's going on right now in the world using humor.
Yeah.
It is, you learn so much from South Park. It's like watching John Oliver, but in like a sort of
the issue I have with the one issue I feel like I have with South Park these days, man, is that it's really difficult to show it to people that are not they're not up to date with what's happening. Like if you're not like South Park used to be a lot more international.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could watch a lot of episodes and really understand even if you're not part of US culture. But now even the last season I was trying to show it to some people that weren't really watching and the references are completely over their head. They're not paying attention to elections.
Yeah. I mean, how many times like we've watched a couple episodes and I had to turn to you, I'm like, what is going on here? And you're like, oh, this and this happened. I'm like, oh.
Is it dying like Family Guy is?
I don't think any of them are dying.
No,
Family Guy?
I get what he's saying. And I would argue no, because South Park is actually founded formula to stay fresh in a way. Whereas
Family Guy,
like Family Guy, and
I don't think so.
No, Family Guy. I mean,
the trope is getting old.
I think it's not about whether the audience wants it or not. It's like you could say that it's dying, right?
Yeah.
Because yes, it's not trending. It's not going to get up there. It's not getting more people.
Sure,
but their core audience is still there.
Listen.
Like if we were to take it, I don't say objectively, but The Simpsons definitely hasn't been the same.
Yeah.
Right, and it almost feels like it's kind of like, but sort of like just limping right now.
Is it subtle or is it obvious with The Simpsons?
I don't know in terms of quality. To me, it's obvious, but at the same time, I know what Khalid's going on about. In this end of the day, networks work on numbers.
Yeah,
and if the money's coming in, I wouldn't kill a show.
Yeah, if you don't have to be the best show in the world, but if you're consistently getting 3 million people watching,
but seeing what Family Guy was and what it is now.
Yeah,
I'm
a huge Family Guy fan. I reference Family Guy all the time. Zen. And I
still say, who the hell do you think you are?
And I watched the latest season on Netflix. I think it was season 17 or something.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's gone up to 17?
Yeah. And man, most of the episodes relied on like the cheapest form of humor, like fart jokes or whatever. There were so many fucking fart jokes.
Yeah, the flashback
all
trope.
the
That's
time.
the thing, though. From the very beginning, Family Guy was formulaic. Like it was a formula. Like the same way South Park is a formula. Although the original South Park was very different than what it is today, but the formula still stands. Every one of them has their niche formula, and people like to stick with what works. Now, what I wonder is, does every network, like I'm pointing at Fat Beto right now from a finance point of view, and I hit the mic back. But from a finance point of view, if the show is like pulling, let's say it's just breaking even, it's not even making profit.
Sure.
But it's just breaking even.
Yeah.
Isn't it beneficial? It's kind of like the M&M's store. I'm going back to the billboard analogy.
Sure.
Like it's your own personal flagship animated show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Every network has to have theirs.
You remind me of a parallel in the most car companies where they will have I forgot what it's called. It's basically like a flagship model or like the upper end model that's they don't have a lot of volume.
Yeah.
For those sales, but it drags people into the showroom.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, if it's Ford, you're not going to buy a Mustang. You're going to go see the Mustang, but you're going to buy a Taurus in the end.
Right.
So I do see that parallel that No, I'm not a network executive, but it could be. It could be that. It could be that. Oh, listen, the Fox has the animation domination on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're like, listen, we have this brand. We have the whole block is branded.
Yep.
So well, let's just keep seeing where this takes us. The other thing is that
It's like SNL. SNL doesn't make money.
Oh my god, SNL is the other one.
Yeah, that's the thing. But how long has that been going?
I've gotten to the point that I want to like SNL.
But you know what keeps those shows alive, right? They're kind of what.
I'm gonna say. I said it. Yeah.
Keaton Thompson, really?
No, but those.
By the way, clever move. But I'll get back to it. I'll say why.
Nice. That's better than your. What was it, Janet?
Not the joke, dude.
Okay.
I'll come back to why Keenan is important.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was like these shows, even like the Tonight Show, Letterman, whatever it was, right? These Tonight Show formats and SNL, were these platforms where people are promoting something. So a politician comes on, election season matters,
sure,
or they want it. It's like a mouthpiece, dude. I'm pretty sure they take money. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if this is true, but I bet you money comes in from political candidates and.
So two things, just with regards to the TV shows. There's another thing that we tend to forget, and this is also very relevant in movies. We forget about syndication rights. Yeah. So because of this whole globalization, right? They can sell the same show over and over again to all these different networks. Exactly. That's why how many terrible movies have you watched, and then you're like, "What? This thing
still gonna make money?
This thing made money." Remember After Earth?
Yep.
Yeah, nobody admits that they remember After Earth. You're like the first one ever.
What? I know it's very familiar. After Earth is very familiar.
Jaden Smith, Will Smith.
Oh, right. Yeah.
By the way, did you guys know that was directed by M. Night Shyamalan?
Really?
What?
I swear.
What was the twist? That was a shitty movie?
Nothing. They even criticized him. They're like, well...
that was not much of a twist.
No, they were like... that must have been it.
It must have been it.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie. That's
the twist is that they were aware that it's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
I see.
They criticized him hard on it. They're like, oh, he's a director for hire. Because Will Smith came up to me like, listen, I want to make this movie.
He's also into subverting expectations.
Exactly.
Is M. Night still active? Is he still...
Apparently not so.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. He totally flopped on the Last Airbender.
That was the one that I was like, what are you doing? Everything else I defended.
I didn't watch it for the simple reason that I that was not an anime that I watched.
But it doesn't matter. I didn't watch it either, but I know that had nothing to do with the show.
Yeah, in all fairness,
that was like you pretend to be somebody that likes and watches the show, and then you just completely remove everything that makes sense.
Yeah, in all fairness, that I watched Dragon Ball Z, and I didn't watch the live action one either. So
was there a live action version of Dragon Ball?
There was. It was terrible. Watch it. Watch it on. What's that? What's that one called?
Is it on Netflix?
Because it is not on Netflix.
Because if it was on Netflix, that would be awesome.
No, it is not on Netflix because Netflix only puts on quality television.
Yes, indeed.
Of course, no doubt. We're getting our sponsorship.
Yeah,
we're getting this.
But can I go back to one point with regards to Keenan?
Yeah, I don't know where this is going, but go ahead.
But to be frank, incredibly intelligent move from Lord Michael.
In what sense?
Lord Michael? What?
Lorne.
I'll say it. Lord Michaels. He deserves it.
Dr. Evil.
He deserves it. Think about it this way, man. Where did Keenan start?
I don't know. Good Burger?
No. All that.
Welcome to Good Burger. Oh, the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Yeah. No. But he also... And that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was a sketch.
Yeah, that was a sketch, yeah.
All That.
That's true.
Which was basically the children's version of SNL on Nickelodeon.
Very true.
So he understands that these millennials are now older, and they remember this guy.
What?
Yeah.
I think it's Illuminati, bro.
Come on.
I think Keenan is in with Beyonce and Jay-Z. I think I think he's so well connected.
Wait, when was this? When is Beyonce like?
Dude, they're Illuminati. You didn't know that?
Yeah, man. They're like the most famous couple that are in the Illuminati.
Oh my god, you two
allegedly.
Oh wow, you two went on a stupid trip, didn't you? So this is
their claim. This is Jay-Z's claim.
So this is this type of podcast.
This is not YouTube. This is not YouTube. This is Jay-Z saying he's Illuminati.
Did he say that?
Yes.
All out.
All out.
Even after Nas completely wrecked him on Ether.
I don't remember when this happened.
Hold up. Are you sure it's Jay-Z, not Kanye? Because you're kind of racist. You tend to.
I might be right, but I don't think I'm wrong.
I love how you're not even.
I think they actually both did that music video together, where he said they're Illuminati.
I could tell you for a fact, that Jay-Z was the guy that started the whole Illuminati shit in mainstream media.
And then everybody started jumping on board saying, I might be Illuminati too.
Listen,
Yeah.
I love the concept. I really do.
Of what?
The whole idea of a secret society out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh no, there's one group of people that control everything. Okay.
Right.
If you've ever worked in any company in the world, you would realize how hard it is to get 5 people to agree to something, let alone like a secret group of 20 that handles everything from macroeconomics to politics.
No, but better. There was this recent post that I saw on Instagram where like this guy was saying I was gonna go to an Ariana Grande concert, but she canceled it because she was sick. Have you noticed that Ariana Grande has been sick often nowadays? I think it's the Illuminati punishing her for wanting out. And did you notice that her boyfriend died and shit like that?
But guys, is this please tell me this. Is this said tongue in cheek or like
No.
oh my
Well, I don't know about that part, but the Illuminati claims are definitely out there.
No, but
So these guys literally think that a 1600 Bavarian society still exists today.
I don't think. I guess maybe. I don't know. Actually, I think some of them actually live it as a persona. It's just cool.
There's actually for me, it's not the Illuminati; it's the Freemasons who are like shrouded in mystery and whatever.
Oh, that still exists.
Yeah, yeah. But there's actually a documentary on Netflix.
There are no secret societies anymore. There's just societies, and they're very open about it.
Yeah.
They don't hide it anymore.
It's a documentary on Netflix about the Freemasons. which
Yeah,
you can watch.
we have to get into the Bilderberg.
Bro, I've never thought I'd watch a trailer that made me bored. That trailer made me bored. Like it was just a bunch of old white people. Like it could have been if you just removed the regalia of it, it could have been.
Ooh, that's a fancy word.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, the regalia.
I love
If you've just removed that, it could have been a documentary about bingo for all I know.
Yeah,
Seriously,
And I would have accepted it as a documentary about bingo.
and the reason they did this documentary was to encourage more young people to join the Freemasons, and they did.
it didn't work.
Oh,
right?
dude, I remember there was like
nothing.
there was a lodge. They call them lodges.
Yeah,
the
yes.
offices. There was a lodge in my university town, and oh my god, just the sheer. I just got like bored of like just committing to it.
You know, all it is it's no different than freaking
Wait, are you
Comic-Con.
saying that you were a Freemason
He looked into it.
at some point in time?
You see, I got.
Can I ask?
I got grandkids, and they don't think that I'm.
They don't. Wow. Janet. What I was gonna say is like in finance, right? You guys are very like you tend to go up that higher echelon of well connected. And you're always trying to
Did we?
network.
I thought everybody just thinks we're douches.
Yes, that too. But you can have both thoughts happening at the same time.
Sure. Okay.
Right? You assume you're going up this this ladder, like this echelon. The one little finger talks about the ladder. I must climb the ladder.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you climb the ladder. You're going up. You get more and more influence, more and more networking going on. At some point, you guys have to have a phase where you're like, if in case it does exist, I don't want to just find out, right?
Like if you're at that level.
Like if you're going up the chain,
Yeah.
especially something like finance,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? And you're getting connected, to Goldman Sachs and vampire squids, reptilians, whatever it is, right?
Okay.
And you have to kind of like have a moment where you're going, I just want to hedge my bets in case there is an Illuminati thing going on.
But that's what I'm glad you bring that up. There doesn't need to be an Illuminati or Freemasons to exist or like a secret society. These guys rub shoulders with each other and they're public about it.
Yeah.
You can bet
Yes. Yeah.
as a definitive, like as a fact, right? That the President of the United States knows the CEO of JP
Yes,
Morgan
yeah.
Chase. He knows the CEO of Goldman Sachs. In fact, Goldman Sachs is known to have a revolving door, which is
Right.
effectively a lot of people that are in Goldman Sachs end up in government. And I don't know if it's vice versa, but
Yeah, I know what
That's
you
all
mean.
cost-
There's a system, man.
There's
But-
all this- but the
A
system-
revolving door.
I
yeah,
think
it's called a it's a revolving door. Like
is it K Street? K Street? What is it?
Main Street, Main Street, Wall Street. No, that's something else.
No. K Street in the lobbyist place in
I don't
Washington D.C.
Oh,
That's where like they go into politics as well, and then they come out and they're lobbyists after they done.
Yeah,
their-
yes. And why go so far? Hank Paulson, the last chairman of the Treasury. Yeah. The secretary.
We got the best expert.
the secretary. I forgot the title. It is Treasury, but I forgot
No,
the
you're right,
secretary.
you're right,
He was ex Goldman Sachs.
Okay.
So there is that. So there's no reason to have this whole concept.
there-
I think it's just like I think we mentioned this before, right? I was talking about how I think it maybe back in the day you'd have 3 big factions. It was
Yeah.
like Illuminati and pig herders and maybe
and vampire
And,
hunters.
vampire hunters, right?
and let's not forget the AAA.
Yeah, AAA, whatever. But let's assume the smaller ones, they're like the Green Party. But the three big factions, right? Three big factions are like there, and they're controlling big chunks of the world, right? And then the smaller secret societies, whatever. But I felt like back in the day, maybe you could have had a little bit more control because the world was slower, easier to kind of maintain than it is now.
Yeah.
Today, I feel like you can't have. It's like companies. The bigger you are, the less nimble you are. You can't make fast moves. So you want to diversify and be fluid and pivot and move. Yeah. So I think it's the same thing with people. They decide.
Aren't you noticing that a lot of corporations nowadays have a lot of brands underneath them?
Yeah, it's called the conglomerates.
Yeah, but I don't think. I think people, when they think Illuminati, they think one world. Like, controls everything. I don't think, like, maybe you can convince me there's 5 big ones, and they're all fighting each other, and they're at odds with each other, and they also have to deal with a million other things
For
that
me,
are at odds with them.
I think it's a case of people misquoting or misunderstanding what a guy is meaning to say. I mean, they talk about the New World Order and, basically having a one world government and whatever. And maybe the guy was talking about globalization, which globalization is a very real thing, and it's happening in front of you.
I don't agree. I feel like in the last couple of years, we've proven that people have actually went the opposite way. Like, they were claiming since the 90s that, it's becoming a one world government. And then you have Brexit, and you have Scotland wants to leave the UK, and it's breaking apart. It's not becoming a one world government.
Maybe not a one world government per se, but basically
a corporate control scheme or something.
Yeah, sort of like Outer Worlds, which is a game that I've been playing, which is awesome, but we're not going to get into that.
No, it's quagmire in itself, and not the fun kind.
Wait, which one is Outer Worlds?
No.
I actually don't know.
No.
Look at him, man. Look at the face.
I can see his
Come on,
face.
explain it.
We're already like a minute over an hour right now, and I want to get our last 15 minutes on...
We'll offline.
Offline, yeah.
We'll get into that later for our little funsies.
By the way, I was thinking of Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, no.
PlayStation 1. I went totally for on that one.
Different. I wanted to talk about something else right now, because we've gone through so many good things, but we have two choices, right?
Tell me.
We can either, because Matruk, you want to ask him about crypto stuff and how to invest.
Yeah.
You want to ask about that.
So that's our first option.
Or we can talk about how there's this huge conspiracy about Greta Thunberg being a time traveler.
Who's Greta Thunberg?
Yeah, the girl you posted about today.
Yeah. I did the radio bit today about the whole update and everything. It's pretty cool.
Look, I think we covered conspiracies enough today.
So let's go into finance. Like, legit. So let's just explain to you guys. Matruk is 23?
22.
22. I don't know why I keep saying.
I'm 22.
22. You're going on 23. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's at this young and brash age. He's being very smart about his money. He's thinking about how to develop himself and accumulate wealth.
Sure.
And one of the things he asked me, he was like, well, what do you do? How do these big fish, the Illuminati, how do they keep generating money from money?
Well,
right?
The first thing you're going to need is the first thing you don't have, which is a source of income. Yeah. Right? So you already shit out of luck there. So
fine, let's just say a 22-year-old who's actually working.
So assuming that you weren't an unemployed slob, right? So... no, in all seriousness, please also... don't
worry about it. I'll get that. But remember, guys, you can also send in your questions to Better. He's going to be like our...
But no, as a person, like, let's say...
No, in all seriousness.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's say for,
if you're really serious about...
A typical 22-year-old, for example, he's having let's say, a basic... just got out of university. He's getting... say 450, 500 dinars, okay?
Sure.
And he's trying to put some money to the side, say about 100 dinars a month.
Sure.
Okay, so he works for a year or a couple of years and he has like, let's say 1,500 dinars to the side. And he's thinking, what can I do with this 1,500 dinars that I can, for example, that I can put into either a long-term investment or something that I can buy now that can generate me income later or that can grow.
This really depends on your risk tolerance. What we mean by risk tolerance is how comfortable you are with risk.
Okay.
So if you're...
I like how you're serious investor.
Yeah.
This is how he talks to clients.
His facial expression
So if you're someone like, for example, my dad doesn't like risk. And by the way, it's,
same here.
It's this is a very psychological thing. Don't even think about money. Just the way you live your life. If you're always on, if you like to live things free and loose and on the edge, then that just means that you have a higher risk tolerance, so you can take more risk in your investments. if you don't like risk, then generally what that means is that you should be going for safer investments. Now, unfortunately, on a practical basis, if I remember correctly, generally investment managers require a certain minimum amount. So 1,500, if I was to guess, that would probably means that you're probably going to have to manage that money yourself.
Right.
So with that, doesn't give you a whole lot of options to be.
So
what's the minimum number?
So but let me be
Usually.
clear. Let me be clear.
But just to differentiate, because I did tell you about this.
Yeah.
Minimum number to get into one of those nicer private wealth management.
Oh wow,
places.
those nicer. Those
Like the ones that you know are not going to be because they're not on the floor.
Yeah.
Trying to make their way through 200 other people there. They have a limited list of clients.
Yeah, the generally those types of shops are going to look for they're not high affluent. That's the one.
Right.
Affluent investors. Those are usually around 100K mark.
Okay.
Are we talking dollars or dinars?
If I remember correctly, dollars.
So as a young man,
So that's about 38,000
And
dinars.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm really just ballparking because even these terminologies,
it changes from situation to situation.
not just situation to situation. Like the law will say what an affluent investor is, what a high net worth investor. There's also just nomenclature, basic. What's the word I'm looking for? Layman terms. Duvet, yes. Layman terms, different people use affluent investor to mean something else.
Okay.
But what I want to say is, okay, that it's always good to have savings, not to piss away your money, right? Mm-hmm. It's get into the regular habit of saving.
Right.
Okay, so what that means is I don't know what your source of income is, but get into the habit of because by the way, saving and investment is just a habit, really.
And are you because there's two schools of thoughts when it comes to saving.
Yeah.
There's people who when they get their income they put some money to the side and they're like, okay, I'll stick with this. And there's some people who get their salary or whatever and they spend it and whatever is left over they keep to the side.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
What school of thought do you?
If I remember correctly,
or agree with?
Warren Buffett advises you to actually save first. So split off what you're going to save and then do the rest.
Don't touch it.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do.
My philosophy is that philosophy because what happens is it becomes loosey-goosey.
Yes.
You start spending
Literally, I would say get another account, put money in it, let the money stream for whenever your main money income is. It's definitely not this podcast. But
Yeah.
whatever you're making your money or your income from, send it to that account as your savings and don't even issue a card.
Yeah, that's what I.
Like, I don't want a card.
That's what I do.
That's some good advice.
BBK Hayrat actually. Hayrat is actually a pretty good account.
I'll tell you my reserve.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
I see. This is something I wish my wife was here for this because she keeps trying to pitch that to me, and I wish you could give her the answer.
Okay, let me try to be as.
We don't want to slander.
No, we're not slandering. We're going to be everything else is personal opinion.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Because you're young and you have. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm dropping out a lot of nuances here. This shouldn't be constituted as advice. Each person needs to sit down with a financial advisor, and they have to go through all your profile.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and if and it does not constitute legal or accounting advice either. So that being said,
I love having this. I want to have a lawyer as well. Do you know what I mean?
So
it's a whole PSA.
Metruk, with you, what a lot of people don't realize is that you have a lot of options out there. For example, you can open up a brokerage account if you're interested in investing in equity. Now, I wouldn't really, given that you don't have a source of income, I feel like I'm like pissing on it.
I'm 22.
Yeah,
all right. You know what? I don't think this is gonna work for you right now. So what we're gonna do here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna do a special episode.
Please.
All right. It's gonna be like The Bachelorette or The Bachelor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be just breaking down his finance.
That I think that is.
Do you want to look at his spending and we just make fun of it?
Yes and no.
Come on, I'll make fun of it. You can do your thing.
I'm not going to release my statements. To you.
Why can't you release?
You don't. Wait. The way you say that it makes it sound like you've got like an account in the Cayman Islands. I'm not releasing my statements.
I'm not releasing.
Not even statements. Can we just see what you spend on?
Wait. But look, you've got a statement, not statements. Let's just start with that. Okay.
I love it.
And more often than not, the number's either zero or negative. So let's not lie to ourselves. If they're internalized the road to damnation.
I love it.
So yeah, I am totally for that. I love you, Matuk. I'm totally for that. Let's do a special.
Done. All right. So on the last topic, as we wrap things up, we're almost at 10-minute mark, guys. If you listen to our last podcast, we were with Fakhro and Zayani, and they were here, and of course we were talking about movies, film, and everything else. And one of the things that came up with Zayani was Sar Cinema.
Yes,
is that right?
Sar Cinema. Yeah, which recently closed. And
ironically,
yeah, on the episode, Zayani said that their contract got extended to 2020, and we're not in 2020 yet, and they closed.
Yeah,
and
he was part of the initiative that was like trying to save Sar Cinema.
He was the guy. He was the guy. He was the man in the front row. Just
got the word out.
But boys, that breaks my heart, man.
Right?
That's a legacy.
That's a staple. For those of you guys who don't live in Bahrain, don't know anything about Bahrain, Sar Cinema is like one of the early ones that was not the earliest, but it was one of the earlier ones.
It was the one that you went to if you didn't want to go through the headache of a mall.
Exactly. It was the one that was easy access when you're not stressed. We don't want to be stressed. You just want to go see a movie. No, just in, out, done. No annoying parking, no nothing.
It was very homely.
Yeah.
You kind of
it's your local small cinema.
It's your local town.
Yeah, because we never had stuff like that. Like not many anyway. And it's really sad to see it going. Well, the ironic thing is, like in the last episode, he says, "Oh, they've managed to at least extend the contract. Yeah. It seems like it's going well."
Yeah.
And then the day we released the episode,
basically,
it shut down. I just feel like either we had something to do with that.
This is so brutal towards Zayani because he's very passionate about keeping Sar Cinema alive.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Zayani last night, and he has a few words that he wanted to say.
Oh, he got back to us?
He has a few words that he wanted to say, and
we're not gonna fake this. We're gonna say, like, listen, guys, we're gonna we don't have his statement yet.
We don't have a statement yet, but he's gonna write one.
We're gonna get him to give us a statement, and we're gonna splice it right
into it.
Why are you guys giving me a sense like you're talking about R. Kelly? Like you're grabbing a formal statement. It's a cinema that's going to close down.
He's the guy that knows.
He's the guy
he knows why it happened. He'd know why. I'm assuming.
But like, does he own it?
No, but he's part of the guy that started the campaign to save it.
No, he just works out there 24 hours a day now.
All right. Listen. So we're going to add the message right here.
Hello, Khalid, Ahmed, and whomever's at the studio right now. Thank you for having me on the show once again. Though I do wish it was under better circumstances, but it is what it is, unfortunately. For those of you not in the know, as of November 14th, 2019, Sar Cineplex ceased operations. The news of that came as an absolute gut punch to me. It also came out of nowhere, and it was the last thing on my mind. Just a few days ago, in fact, we were recording our latest episode, and the sentiment was that they will, in fact, have at least another year on their contract. Unfortunately, that was not meant to be, and while attending an early screening of Terminator Dark Fate, I was given the news by the boys who actually shared with me the memo that was sent to them by Cineco. Against my better judgment, I attempted to watch Dark Fate, but I honestly can't give you a review of it, as I spent the majority of the film bawling my eyes out. And I understand the sentiment of a lot of listeners right now is that it's just a movie theater. We have a lot of those in our country. But SAR is different. SAR is unique. SAR is not a half-assed multiplex stuck in the middle of a half-empty fucking mall in the middle of nowhere. It was a haven. It was a refuge to cinephiles who wanted the best possible movie-going experience in Bahrain. And sadly, that is lost to us now. Now, I was taken back and overwhelmed by the amount of people who came out in support of SAR Cineplex. People were putting out petitions and calling the landlords in an attempt to have them reverse their decision. And it really hit home how much this place meant to other people besides me. And I do take solace with the fact that while it was not a permanent solution, that our prior article published in The Weekender and the Daily Tribune helped extend SAR Cineplex's life by at least 1 year. Do also hope that Cineco takes good care of my friends who make up the workforce of SAR Cineplex, as they are hands down the best staff in any cinema in Bahrain, in my humble opinion. If the rumors are true and they end up opening a new cinema in the Hamla project, they'll be all the better for it. Do wish I had more time to plan a farewell event. And to their credit, Seneca were nice enough to hear me out about this subject the last time they were planning closure in 2017. However, as I was due to travel the very next day, that was not meant to be. Instead, I spent the last few hours just hanging out there for the very last time, talking to the guys and taking whatever pictures and videos I can take. And by the time I left, I had a bittersweet feeling. Yes, I was absolutely heartbroken by the fact that one of my favorite places in the country will be no more. But at the same time, I was happy thinking back of all the great memories I had there. This is a place where my closest and dearest friends spent almost every single weekend. This is a place where I had my very first date, which also happened to be the place I had my last date with that person. Long story, don't ask. This is also the place where we filmed a good chunk of Dead Sands and did some of our screenings there. But again, the less said about that, the better. And that's when it hit me. SAR is more than a place to congregate and watch movies. It's the people that call SAR home that make it special. While we may have lost the physical structure, that essence, that passion will live on. I do genuinely believe that the best is yet to come. And once I'm back, the three of us and Fakhr need to get together so I can elaborate on that and shoot the shit as well. Till then, thank you guys so much for having me on your show. Stay safe and #SAR forever.
All right, thank you, Ahmed Zayani, for your kind words.
And if we didn't get a statement, there's just going to be a sound effect of monkeys.
There's going to be a sound effect of monkeys.
Crying monkeys. That's going to be us crying about the cinema closing. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm not on the radio, for God's sake. Thank you for listening. It's the Bedouin Banter Podcast with me, Khalid Dosri.
Ahmed Al-Matrouk.
And better.
Peace out. Don't forget, check us out on Spotify, on Instagram, Bedouin Banter, iTunes, and Spotify is the newest one, so enjoy. All right, guys, see you later. Next week.